We have fun around here. Anyway, so Brianna's here. Dr. Fight will come in and join us soon. So, what we do at the top of the hour, at the beginning of the show, at 1 o'clock, is what we do is we rehash trending topics. So, when you all say, we're going to check out trending topics, we rehash the trending topics. So, one of the things, if you guys listened to us, followed us last week, we talked about Congressman John Lewis, who passed away. Well, anyway, over the weekend, that he crossed the Edmund Pettus Bridge for the last time.
55 years after Bloody Sunday.
Right, 55 years after Bloody Sunday. And headed to, and I think he's in D.C. right now. His body will lie in state there.
I believe so.
Is he
no, I think he's lying in state at the Alabama state capitol.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay.
And then he will go to D.C. and then they have a service for him at Ebenezer Church, Dr. Martin Luther King's church.
The original, Ebenezer,
yes.
yeah.
And that was Friday.
Well, I see. You know, I didn't know that they were still holding services there at Ebenezer, which was people don't know that was Dr. King's church. I think that's when he first began to preach, and it's definitely a historical church. Didn't you remember when I took you there as a kid?
Mm-hmm.
You remember
I
going
remember we went to the church. We couldn't go in the church, but we went to the museum that was next to the church.
No, we went in the church. Remember? You remember we went in the church. What we could not get into was his childhood home.
Right. Okay.
We couldn't get into his childhood home.
Into
right.
the childhood home, but yeah. Hey, we did go to church.
We went into
but that
Ebenezer.
whole block is like all
that whole block of in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys never, so it's like the Black Museum of History, I think.
I think it's called
Dr. Martin Luther King Museum. So anyway, that's there. So for them to have his services there, we're talking about Congressman John Lewis. So to have his service there, what is his service going to be?
I think they might have had his service already for family. And I
At
think
Ebenezer?
Yes, and I think they're just doing everything now for public viewing.
Okay.
So I think he's laying in state at the Alabama Capitol, and I think and then lastly he's gonna lie in state
in Washington D.C. I think that they are sending him off. He's getting a great send off. You know, he was a public servant for all of us for years and years and years. And if I recall the Edmund Pettus Bridge, I know I have not gone to it. I said, but I know I was always close to it and kept saying I'm gonna go. And I know they've been talking about changing the name to John Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
So I think eventually that probably will take place. They probably will change that name.
Nice.
You know. So
Nice
for his family, I said
honor.
instead of crying, I said celebrate his life because his life definitely made changes and it meant something to all of us. So Congressman John Lewis, rest in peace. And we're just gonna keep on talking about that. So we got to go to one of my favorite people on television was Regis Philbin. Regis died last Friday or Saturday.
Friday, the 24th.
So Regis Philbin passed away at the age of 88. Now Regis, in my opinion, was one of the best talk show hosts, game show hosts that I have ever. I grew up with Regis. Now I'm not that old, but as a teenager, you grew up watching Regis. I remember him being with Kathy Lee, and then he went with Kelly. And to be perfectly honest, in my opinion, Regis carried both of the shows all the time. Because I think the thing with Regis Philbin is that Regis was just genuine and authentic. He was real, and I think that's what connects people when you see them on television. If that they come across as being authentic. There are so many people now on television that's not just not real, and I have a hard time looking at them. Some of those are on CBS. I'm not going to even name any names, but it's just like
to the real.
Yeah. Okay. Brianna said the real. I'm gonna say some on CBS that I can't connect with because I don't see anything genuine there at all. Then there's Brianna said the real.
Lord knows the real.
And there's a couple on there that Brianna is not feeling on the real.
No, there's one you can say who I don't feel.
Okay, so the one Brianna does not feel on the real is Lonnie Love. And I echo her sentiments because sometimes she gets on there when she's on there and she just says stuff and it's not even real.
She gets on her soapbox and it drives me up.
But it should be genuine, don't you think so? But even when she have these tears or whatever, they don't come across as genuine though.
Okay, let me explain something. There are some people called acting. When you can look at somebody, you can look at anything, you go to crying. And sometimes I feel like she do that. Like she'll look in the camera and then she go to crying.
So you think right? That's it's like okay, it's your cue. So then she has her cue. She cries on cue.
Look, I still actress. I know how them cries on cue work. When they say you gotta think of something, you got to cry.
But you know what? The worst thing that she did, I think, the cry that she did was the one when she was talking about the weight loss stuff. And she talked about how, you know, certain people in the ghetto, whatever, this is what they eat or whatever. And that was the most phony thing I had ever seen her do.
And let me just explain. Speak for yourself. Okay? Speak for yourself. Let me just say this. Yeah, people talk about. Let me just explain. There are some people that live in the hood,
exactly.
but they still buy food.
They buy good nutritional food. Right.
They live a certain way.
Yes.
They do certain things. So all we could afford was beans. Maybe that's all you chose to eat.
Exactly.
Not
or pork or whatever you chose to eat.
Ham hocks and all
there
that
you
stuff.
go. There you go.
I have been to people's houses where they live at and they have ground turkey, ground chicken. They have certain. So don't even give me that.
Absolutely. I agree. That's why I said the real is not real. They
have such a wrong name. What did that prove? I mean, how you gonna say the real and they ain't real?
Maybe they started off with the objective to be really real and to be really informative and to really get these generational perspectives. But I don't think it's
informative. I always saw them as a gossip, trending topics, because there be major issues going on. And they talking about Cardi B and so I'm like, that's not an issue.
But now here it is. But now you can't say that because here we are and we're rehashing trending topics.
Yeah, but we do stuff that's happening in the world.
We absolutely do.
We go different. I promise all they would stay on is like entertainment. I'm looking like.
And I think they did that a lot and probably what's her name? Why she left?
Amanda Seales.
Amanda Seales
basically said they whitewashed everything and she wasn't feeling it.
Is that what she said?
She said she put that out there. She said they whitewashed too much for her, and she needs to be able to be on a platform where she can speak freely of her mind.
I see, and I agree with that. I'm glad she said that, but I'm still kind of curious as to why Tamara left, and I do think it has to do with salary too. I do think it has to do with pay, why she left, but I also think if she was getting paid less than anybody on there,
if she was getting paid less than
that was so wrong. Oh my God!
She's getting paid less than Lonnie Love, and she's got the name. What? No. And in fact, that nobody even know Lonnie Love until because she ain't funny apparently as a comedian.
You know what? Have you ever watched it? I don't find her funny either.
She ain't funny.
I don't find Lonnie Love. And
I don't need you to be like crack. That make me laugh. I need some.
Look, I need you to make me laugh. When you guys follow along and listen to when Dr. Fike comes on to join us, Dr. Fike is legitimately funny.
Dr. Fike got a horse.
Yeah, if you guys watched us last week, and we were talking about James Brown, rest in peace, we were not picking on him. We were talking about James Brown singing. And then they started giving me some information on like, you know, he's like, was a band conductor, things like that.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
But let me inform you. We was laughing because James Brown, he did an interview when he got free. And then nobody understand what he said. He came out there, he said, what?
Nobody knows what James Brown said. All the reporters was like.
And the reporter looking like, the one report, you don't read the one report, the one report like, what the hell he say?
Everybody laughed and said, everybody laughed and said that
he said, and he probably said what hit me, good God, that's probably what he said, but you ain't understand.
Exactly. Coralina, I don't know what she mean. Coralina said that's disgusting. I don't know what that means, Coralina. Because all people said, so I don't know if you meant to write that. I don't know, but anyway, clarify what you meant because I don't know what she meant by that. I don't know either. But anyway, so that's if you guys missed it, that's what we're talking about with James Brown. And that was.
Oh, you're okay.
Oh, and that was funny. Oh, okay. I said, what's something falling down over there?
No.
Okay. So anyway, and we left off because we were talking about Regis Philbin. I said, I'm a Miss Regis. Regis was 88, and I just
had a good life.
Regis had a great life. He interviewed anybody who had a chance to be interviewed by Regis Philbin to go on the show that Regis had. That was like yeah. Like I said, when he was on with Kathy, Kathy Lee?
Kathy Lee.
Yeah, she was alright. She was okay. Kelly Ripa was okay. But my man Regis was
Kelly
Regis.
is funny. I like her now, cause she with Ryan.
Ryan is kind of he kind of stiff.
So she kind of has to be funny, but she hilarious anyway. Cause when they was doing the Everybody Feelings challenge, it was like the Drake song. She had posted her video. She had posted a video. She was in there twerking. I said, oh my god.
Oh no, she did.
Yeah, she was twerking. I got show it to you.
You'll never catch me twerking because I can't twerk and I have all of this back here. So you're not gonna catch me twerking. That no.
You would scare people.
Oh, that was Corlina with me. She said that she was getting paid less, sis. Oh, okay. I agree with you, Corlina. We're talking about Tamara. Yeah, she was getting paid less. Yeah, that was disgusting. So if she loved,
That's disrespectful. You find somebody like that, oh yeah. Well, someone's getting paid. I'm gonna quit too. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And if we'll be honest, I only heard about Lonnie Love when she got a radio show, right? And she was on there with who? And I that's the only reason I remember hearing about Lonnie Love.
But it's the simple fact. How are you getting paid more than her and she been in the game
for 20 years? And at the time, 20 plus years. Exactly. Yeah. So they probably, of course, they never wanted Tamara to find out that that's what the deal was, that she was getting paid less. Because nobody knows what everybody's getting paid, on these shows. So the fact that she was being paid less, I'd have quit too. I'd have quit so fast to make their heads spin like, huh? And it's not like I don't like Adrienne Bailon, but let's be honest, Adrienne has a lot of
airhead moments.
Yeah, airhead moments. If I'm gonna be correct, she has a lot of those moments. So if you're talking about paying her $500,000 an episode and not Tamara, no.
Let me just say, if you gonna pay me $500,000 to be an airhead and say some airhead stuff, I mean, I'll stick around too.
Yeah, I can't really remember one time that Adrienne.
She never says anything.
But she's never really offensive either. So I have to say that too. Adrienne's never really offensive. It just never has any grit to it.
No, to be her age, she's very naive.
And how old is Adrienne? Like 34 now?
35, maybe 36.
And she still hasn't had any babies yet, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know she says they've been trying. So,
Just ain't the right time.
It just ain't the right time. When it happens, it happens. And then we got this is what I have to go to. Oh, let me take a breath. Kanye West. So apparently Kanye decides to apologize to Kim on social media.
Let me explain to you.
I'm going to let you explain for that one. Go ahead,
he decided to apologize because apparently he got a visit from Bieber.
Bieber?
Yeah, Justin Bieber went down there and was talking to him and they were sitting down on his ranch together. Because it's a picture.
Okay.
And after that, he decided to apologize to Kim. Like, oh, I love you. You know I didn't mean nothing. Let me explain something to you.
But Justin Bieber?
Yeah. Oh, let me just explain something.
Yeah, explain it to me, please.
If I was Kim, I would want a divorce. Because that on a daily basis, I got to wait, because every 2 years I know you're going to have a nervous breakdown. You know what? No. I'm going to take my kids, and they can see you because you their daddy, they love daddy.
Exactly, absolutely.
But me and you, that's done so. Because I ain't got time.
Right, that is Dunzo. I have never heard that one. Okay. Yeah, that's Dunzo. Is Dunzo?
Yeah, that's Dunzo. Dunzo. D-U-N-Z-O.
Hashtag Dunzo. Okay, she's gonna be done.
Because I mean, you have a few good years. Yeah. Then you come up, then you go crazy. I don't know. I got to go.
Wait. I'm still stuck on Justin Bieber.
Yeah, Bieber was the business because I mean, Bieber that went through his issues and he got his life. So he went down and he talked to him. I don't know what he said to him, but all of a sudden Kanye was out there apologizing.
Well, I know Dave Chappelle was on his way, so maybe with Dave Chappelle didn't have any impact.
I think Dave Chappelle, Bieber, they all went down there. But either way, Kim, I don't advocate for divorce, but she needs a good divorce. Cause that,
it's a regular show.
And you've been bothered with certain
Yeah, and here's the thing. I said when you know, it's one thing when you don't know and you have not been diagnosed with what your issues are. But Kanye, you've been diagnosed. Okay, we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back and talk more about Kanye West. And you guys, while we're taking a little pause break, you guys can go to 80 Radio Channel, listen to our music, cause we give it to you good. Give it to you good.
That's a divorce.
Yeah, we're gonna come. We got more to talk about with Kanye and more of trending topics when we return in about
4.5 minutes.
Okay. So we'll be back. So just check me out here. I'm gonna be kind of quiet. Always have a Taylor thing. I love this song back in the day.